come vape with me. I'm doing a video this morning really to say I've lost my way on this channel. This channel started by accident. I originally simply cut off a video I was sending to a friend, a letter video that I was telling her about how I'd started vaping. And I thought, well, I'll just bung it up on the internet. So I made this channel called Vaping for the Over 60s, because I was over 60, and I put this short little vid up. It didn't even have a proper introduction, I don't think. But anyway, just made in the chair in my lounge over there. And it was for a friend. And 12 people watched it. I was so astonished. I said to my husband, isn't that amazing? I put this video up and 12 people watched it. Well, on my channel now, I think we've got views. So from 12 to that amount is amazing to me. And I humbly think that for me is success. So this channel was really to map out or follow my own vaping journey. That's what the idea developed into. And then somebody asked me to do a review of an e-liquid. And I did. And it was very long and very boring. But I have found I'm not good at these e-liquid reviews because everybody's different. And what I like, you might not like. But these requests for reviews have come in more and more and more. And I've decided I'm not doing them anymore. I've got 2 in the pipeline that I have to do because I promised. But otherwise, I'm just going to be me and tell you about where I am now after 3 years of vaping and now being officially 70. So I've taken some video of how I store all my stuff and how indeed my stuff has grown and how I've changed really. All the equipment I've needed to, on my journey, change from a little cigar-likey thing like that, which mine was black actually, to favouring this thing, which to me so far is my absolutely bestest, most comfortable and most enjoyable vape. On my video, which I'm going to cut in here, if you're on my journey with me, you will recognize some things that we might have used in the past. But technology has gone on now, and those things look strange and amusing nowadays to people who have really got into vaping, and it's more of a hobby than simply replacing cigarettes. Now I am really concerned about how vaping is being banned everywhere and how very bad the distortions and half-truths and the war, if you like, that started from those who disapprove on vapors and vaping. And of course, I've always felt that the war on smokers was unfair because a lot of that was equally as dishonest and cooking the books and changing data and exaggeration and all that for poor smokers. So I am not a smoker anymore, I'm a vapor. And yet, in the future, I see persecution. So, in the future, if that happens to me, I'll be making videos about that too. But I've reached the stage where I vape everywhere and I don't mind who sees me and where it is. Because, in a way, this device makes it very easy for me not to have to hide anything. I simply vape. And the other day, I was at a meeting vaping. And after the meeting, somebody said to me, I didn't know you were asthmatic. I said, no, I'm not. She said, oh, I saw you using your inhaler. I said, no, I'm vaping. And then I told her all about it. She seemed most surprised, because most people expect you to be walking around with something that looks like a cigarette, with a lighty tip on the end that shines blue or red. So I'm getting back on track with this video. I'm telling you about me. And currently I have done 2 videos recently, I think, where I told you what I actually vape and what I actually use. That wasn't promoting anything in particular. But I'm not going to do e-liquid reviews anymore, because frankly, if I said the e-liquid was absolutely fantabulously wonderful, somebody who tried it would think it was absolutely foul. So please enjoy this.
This is my junk drawer. It's a little drawer that comes out and it's full of old batteries and new atomizers and boxes and vapor cases and all sorts. It's a real mess, but it's right next to the chair I sit on, and so it's very useful if I ever need anything in a hurry. This is my makeup bag. It was an old makeup bag, but you can see it's locked, and inside there are all sorts of things which I'll show you in a minute. This is my e-liquid basket, and it's got a lock on, always got a lock on, because I've got grandchildren. I'll show you what's inside there in a minute. This is a little ceramic dish that sits on the dresser next to where I sit, and inside that has got all sorts of spare tanks. I'll show you in a minute. So this is all the junk in my little ceramic container that sits handily next to my chair. Nothing in that would be poisonous for my grandchildren. This little ceramic cup, is where I used to just drop in my egos and tanks, because they stood up, and I would just pick that up and carry it upstairs to have next to my bed. That was my main storage place for my egos and tanks. This is my e-liquid basket unlocked, and you can see there's all sorts of stuff in there. Fortunately, the lids on e-liquid are quite tight-fitting and nothing seems to leak. This is my makeup case unlocked, and this is what's inside it. I'm really reasonably, I suppose, orderly. Old tanks, repairs and atties. Those are atties waiting to be coiled. Oh dear, I never get round to that. So in here there are all sorts of things, old things. Those old tanks are very interesting. They're sort of old packs, and goodness me, look at this. An actual look-alike, dreadful thing. In the pockets are some e-liquids, that's for mixing, pipettes, and in here is also 54 milligrams nicotine for mixing. This in there I don't want to even look at, because there's so many atomizers there that need filling, and all sorts of pipettes and other stuff. This is the old dual coils plastic box opened, and if you've been keeping pace with me on my vaping journey, you will remember these. You put the cartomizer into the tank, and that was really quite a pooper, I think. I often used to pull it out too far and it would leak all over my lap. And then you punch these holes. I have a hole puncher here, but in fact actually just driving a nail through is easier. So there are the old dual coil tanks, and really they gave a jolly good vape, but they were so faffy that the new ones are much easier to use. Bottom coil tanks are much easier. Our technology has improved. So that is just a bit of my vaping journey and all the junk and the way I store things and my old makeup case, which used to be the only thing I had. But now, of course, if you're a vapor, you know all this stuff just grows and grows and overflows. I suppose the only museum piece I've got is this rock icon, though I think they still sell them. I never used it much, but that was from rock, and I think I did a review on that. But recently somebody contacted me from the USA and wanted to buy it from me. Well, I'm not selling, because I think in the end it's going to be a real museum piece. My adventure over 3 years has gone from this sort of look-alike electronic cigarette, but my first one was black, to this, which is currently what I use the most. This is the R8 folding pipe mod, and I use that all the time. It absolutely suits my hand, and I'm very happy with it.
So that's it, folks. That's about my stuff. Thanks for vaping with me.